Let me take these headphones off. Let me see if it's better without the headphones. Oh, we live. Well, you know, lay the headphones on. Lay the headphones on.
Where I am now, I'm in a special place of tender warm embrace. Where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a
Good, good, good morning. What a
Good morning.
beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, yes.
It's great. We have a very special guest here. I'm going to introduce him in 1 minute. But let me say hello to our viewers and our listeners. I want to make sure I say hello to Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you all like, share, comment, and subscribe. As a matter of fact, go over to YouTube at our newest channel, FYI Radio Show, host Yolanda Hinton. And you can always go to Crystal Records One over there on YouTube as well, CRISTO Records One. If you haven't been over here to TikTok, we're over here at Y Hinton, YHINTON, FYI Radio Show. Please come over here, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, and I promise I'll follow you back. We want to make sure we say hello to our sponsors. We got to put them in there. Beardgods.com. Go to www.beardgods.com, BEARDGODZ.com. A lot of great products, a lot of things for you guys. Shampoo, balms, oils, vitamins, you name it. But also go to www.bulvicacademy.com. That's BULVIC academy.com. You're going to see a whole lot of stuff for the family. You're going to see anti-bullying information, blogs, books, games, all that for the family, for the schools, teachers, students, and the community. And you'll be blessed. Tell them that, hey, you heard it about us on FYI Radio Show. I tell you what, I don't want to prolong the time. I have a very great guest, a friend of FYI Radio Show. He's been on a few times in the past, but I got him back here finally. This is FYI Wednesday segment, What's Under the Hat. Usually it's issues concerning men, but this right here is going to be a whole new vibe. We have Mr. Lamont Ferguson, comedian Lamont Ferguson, aka Ferg. Good morning, Ferg.
good good morning. Good morning on this day. I like to say that.
I tell you what, you are everywhere. I
Yeah.
can spot you, but I tell you what, where I spot you the most is over here on TikTok. You got a home right here on the TikTok platform. How
Thank
you
you.
been
Thank you.
doing?
I've been doing good. I can't complain. Busy is good. Life is good. Just finished a play with Nicholas Howard. He directed that show. Uh, Cover Up the Guidon, which is a fun show because that was first time I was ever had to have a dialect.
Mr.
And
Espanol, I was right there in
yeah,
the audience.
yes, yes. So yeah. So that was the first time I did that, and it was good. It was a challenge. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down for the challenge. But between
And you
that
were
and
definitely funny there. I'm gonna tell you that right there.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. A fun cast, fun show. Yeah. So
Yes. So you've been busy, doing well. Tell our audience a little bit about where you hail from and a little bit about yourself beside being a great comic.
well, I started off with my mother and father, and no, I'm just joking. No, I'm born and raised in Detroit, and
What?
yes, and I've been here since a while. I'm gonna just say that I've been here a while. I can't complain at all. Things been fun here. You know what I mean? Like I said, from Detroit, I've been doing comedy for about 13, 14 years. I've been acting longer than that. So acting is my first love, and then comedy made that marriage for me. And that
Amazing.
write, direct, act, and all that stuff.
I didn't even know you were from Detroit. I thought you was homegrown right here. What's Detroit
Look,
like for you? And when the
look
last
at the
time?
lines. Look at
When
the
the last?
lines.
I should have known. I should have known. But when
My
was the last time you've been home?
I October of last year, November last year, yes, November last year. So I probably go up there in another couple months. I kind of do it like once a year.
What is it
So
like up there in Detroit? I've been there one time a few years.
man, it's they got everything going on up in Detroit. You
Oh,
have all the major league teams. Detroit's like one of the few cities that have all their major league teams playing downtown. Yeah, the Pistons, the Red Wings, the
oh,
Lions, and the Tigers. Oh
yes.
my, oh my.
Oh my, that is marvelous.
Casinos, clubs, bars, restaurants, whatever you theaters, like really nice. Like the Fox Theater is a really nice theater that's there. So it's a ton of stuff in Detroit, and every time I go back home, I feel like a tourist. I have my beats walking through the city. I'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did you come here to the country? What made you come to Virginia?
I went to school at Liberty, and a lot of my friends lived in this area, and I would visit during our breaks,
Wow.
and then I met this young lady. She was like, "Are you gonna stay?"
Ooh,
And I ended up getting married, and that was it. You know what I'm saying?
kids,
I've been here.
children,
I
children.
got I got three young ladies, young queens.
Wow.
Everybody call the fellas young kings. You know what I'm saying? So
That
I got my young queens in the house. Three graduates, three graduating. But
congratulations.
yeah, my oldest she graduates from Norfolk State in December. My middle child, she just graduated from high school. She got a full ride to Virginia State University, and then my youngest came out of elementary on into she's going into middle school.
I thought you was talking about 10, 9, 8 years old. You talking about grown
I'm,
folk.
yeah, I'm talking about young adults. They eat what I eat. I gotta hide downstairs to eat my little snacks, and then
Which one
sometimes
is most like you, and which one has your sense of humor?
uh my my youngest, yeah, she is me all the way through and through. Um, uh, my middle child, she's kind of quiet. She does a little bit, and then my oldest, she be trying to crack jokes, and she's just as loud. So they all a part of me. So it's all good. You know what I
Let's
mean?
talk about how you got started. I mean, being a comic is not an easy thing because you got to prove yourself. Where did it all begin?
It started, and it's funny. I was on Tone's show a couple of weeks ago, and as far as the comedy, my here's the story. Okay,
Yes.
we was out at his friend's house, and we was outside, the kids playing, and actually fell off a porch. I had a lump on my head, a little hickey, bam. And then, however, like a couple weeks, like that same weekend, we went roller skating, and I tripped and fell. I guess I'm clumsy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is still in falling. And somebody fell on top of me, hit my head with their skate.
What?
So it was an accident. So my head was bleeding a little bit, and then they was looking at me there, and the guy was like, "Look, if he started to act funny or weird, then go ahead and take him to the doctor or whatever." And then my dad was like, he does that anyway. He act like that anyway. So I don't know when is that break gonna happen? You know what I mean? No, I always tell it's just a funny story to me. But I've always watched Def Comedy Jam,
Yes.
a bunch of shows, Comic View, uh, of course Eddie Murphy, a variety of different comics, Jay Leno, and I feel like I can do something like that. You know what I mean? And I did stuff in high school and college, and then it stopped. And then a little bit later on, because I used to work at Wavy, and then LVDU, big up to her. She
Yeah.
was like, "I wish you do a comedy, some comedy at my church." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know if I could do that." And I did it, and it was cool. It was fun. I was hooked, and then I stopped. But then 13 years ago is when I actually took it seriously. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Started taking, I took a couple of classes, read cover to cover, books and stuff like that. And then a good friend of mine, BD Barnes, he's a very funny comedian. And he was like, look, you could do all classes, you could do all the reading, but it ain't real until you get on that stage.
Wow.
Yeah, so once you get on that stage, and your only practice is open mics. You
Oh, wow.
know, you can't. A singer can rehearse. Musicians could have drum. Band rehearsal, band practice, but there's no practice.
It's in real time, right
It's
there,
it's
right then and
it,
there. But it
I,
also it's talent, Ferg, but it's also skill. Do you feel like it's skill
oh
and
yeah, 100% because each audience is different, and so I always look at musicians. So like for musicians, to me, each audience is different, but the reaction is the same. Are they gonna nod their head to the music or they gonna sway to the music, depending on what kind of music it is. They gonna
um,
salsa to the music. And the lyrics could be horrible, but they're still dancing to the music. But for comedy, either you're good or you're not.
whoo,
You know
tell
what I
us
mean?
look, tell us some of those tell us at least one story where you in your beginning where you were on stage and you couldn't connect. Tell us one of
My
those.
2 years in, okay, 2 years in, I was able had the opportunity to work with Cat Williams
Oh,
at the TED. It was the TED Concert Center, and we talking about 4,000 people.
whoa.
I had to drop my head, and I was paid to do 10 minutes. And
Wow.
as I'm going through my set, now here's I gotta set it up. So in comedy, if someone heckles you,
Yes.
you address it. You don't have to dog them, but you have to address it
Okay.
and then continue your set. You have to address it, get the audience on your side. But I did none of that.
Oh, wow.
I did none of that. So I'm like 3 minutes in, 4 minutes in on my set, and I got a boo on the left, a boo on the right. And then I'm looking at the front row. I felt like I was at like a elementary school play when everybody looking like this. Come on,
Yes.
you could do it. Okay. Oh, we get that. That's good. You know what I mean? But but I got a couple boos there, and then the promoter came onto the side, was like, "Well, come
You
on,
got
let's
the
get this.
hook.
All right, come on." And that show I was supposed to get paid 300, but they paid me 500.
Oh,
Yeah, and the lady was counting money, and I was like, it was only. I wasn't gonna say nothing at first, but I was like, it got to me. I was like, nah, I gotta say something. But I was like, I was only supposed to get paid 300, and she was like, I don't know what Cat doing, but here you go, this 500.
ooh,
So I got paid 500. So I was like hurt. I called my dad, got rest, rest in peace and whatnot.
yes.
But the conversation we had it was really good. He
Mhm.
told me, he said, "Look, you're 2 years in.
Mhm.
You're already working with a major celebrity, Cat Williams.
Wow.
Unless you tell the story, no one knows. Unless someone was there, no one knows. You put on your resume, you built your resume." And he said, that was 2 years in. He said, "Are you farther? Where are you at now? Are you farther than last year? Because
Mm.
he said, you just started and you're already on the major stage." I
Yes.
said, I was like, yeah, yeah. And he said, okay, well, pick your head up and keep the grind. And I'll never forget that conversation
Wow.
ever.
What would
Yeah.
you do differently if it was today and this was your beginning? How would you handle the audience today from your point of view and what you've learned?
Now I want the opportunity. Give it to me
Yes.
again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I know how to see at that point, I didn't know how to read the room.
Okay.
I wrote my material. I was going to do my material. I'm doing this bullet point. I don't care what y'all saying. But now I know how to, that's very important in comedy. You have to know how to read the room. And they picked me because I was different from Cat Williams, and at the same time, I still should have addressed those situations. But like I said, I know how to read the room now, and af for that first two after that, I was kind of afraid to do an all black room. So I was like, man,
Wow.
if I got booed here, imagine on a local level, and I got to go to another. I was like, no. But I got to a point where I became comfortable in my skin, my voice, and that's how I carry it now. So when I go into a spot, if you laugh, it's great. If you like, okay, that's great. I'm not worried about it. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
And my turning point was I did a set at the Funny Bone,
Hmm.
and so I remember like yesterday it was a couple to the right on me, to the right, stage right here. And the guy was like, at the beginning of my set, he was like, man, he did that, right? I could hear him. And then by the middle of my set, I could hear him like, oh, okay. And before I finished, he was
Yeah.
over there rolling,
Mm.
okay? And so after the show, out in the vestibule area at the Funny Bone, everybody talking and stuff.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wasn't even standing by the door. I was all in a different part of the club, and a guy came right over to me. He was like, "Yo, man, you funny. You
Yes.
are
Mm.
hilarious." And he was saying, "I want to book you," and I got a booking from that show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and to understand that conversion where he started like, man, come on, to loving. You get what I'm saying? And to
Yeah.
get a booking from that, because he didn't have to come over to me.
That's right.
But he came over and man, he was like, "Man, you funny. We need more comedians like you because your style of comedy is outside the box." And he compared me to like Dave Chappelle. And I was like, "Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, like
Wow.
but I'm nowhere near Dave Chappelle, but for him to put me
Absolutely.
in that category, and that
Absolutely.
was actually about 4 years in, and that made me like, okay, I'm good. I'm
Wow.
good. Yeah. I
Ferg,
mean, yeah.
do people expect you to be funny all the time? I mean, do they feel like, look, a comic, you don't come to me feeling down, out. You're supposed to be funny. You're supposed to make us laugh. Every
I
time we see you, you're supposed to be smiling.
I have those moments where people the other day I was on a Zoom for a project I'm in and actually the assistant director, and we was just waiting for the director to come on, and they was like, "Okay, you're the comedian, go ahead, make us laugh." And I was like, "Wait, what? What? Make us laugh? Wait, what is this?
That
You
is,
want da-da-da?
well, he
You know
said
what
every time they see you, you're supposed to be, making somebody
I
happy.
mean?
But comedy is medicine. The Bible says laughter is medicine, and it is definitely good for the soul.
Absolutely.
I mean, who do you get your sense of humor from? Who in your family? I know it's God given. You probably was birth, came out smiling and laughing and everything. But who do you think that was around you
My
in your inner
dad.
circle? Really?
My dad and my uncle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my dad and my uncles. Yeah. My uncles on my mom's side and then my dad. Yeah.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
marvelous. I want to know about your theme or comedians, how they choose their themes. Sometimes family becomes butt of the joke, or politics, or church? How do you all kind of like determine what's in the now? What do you talk about? What's funny?
And that's a part of your development. Like, what are you going to talk about when you're on the stage?
Hmm.
Um, One of my favorite comedians, Jerry Seinfeld, and I was reading one of
Yes.
his books, and he said, because at the end of a show, that's the headliner.
Yes.
But what he said, I'm paraphrasing. He said, whatever time you have on stage, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 30, or hour, you are the headliner for that moment.
Next moment. Yeah. Yes.
So that is your time. That is your world to create for the audience. So whether you are a offensive comedian, corporate, family, Christian, whatever type of comedian that you are, because it's a lane for all of it. Some people don't like
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
but because there's something going on right now with Kevin Hart and his roast.
Yes.
But and we could talk about that if you want to. But for me, I get my material from family, politics, real life, pretty much real life situations, and exaggerate the situation.
Yes.
One of my mentors, Fat Doctor, God rest his soul, he was actually he mentored uh, a bunch of people, Mark Lawrence, Tony Woods, Dave Chappelle, all those guys. And he told me simplification plus exaggeration equals comedy. And so he used the example of the banana peel. If somebody slip on a banana peel by itself, it's not funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if that person, he or she, slips on a banana peel, falls into a trash can, and as he's getting up, the car comes splashing with water. You know what I mean? That's the exaggeration part. And that's what makes it funny because now you're like, he got
Yes.
splashed by water. He fell over the trash can. And then you're not really talking about the banana. You're talking about all the after stuff.
Everything. And even sound effects can really make something funny as well.
Correct.
Boing, anything silly sounding will help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So,
let's talk about Kevin Hart for a second. How come a lot of people are kind of offended by that, Ferg? What's going on?
okay. So I'm gonna take my glasses off so y'all can hear me. So look, this is my perspective. Um, there's a lane for comedy, all types of comedy. And what happened with the roast is roast has been offensive for years.
Yes.
For years, okay. Now Kevin Hart had it on his platform, and now it's mainstream. And guess what? Mainstream is PC, politically correct. So when they was seeing stuff, oh my God, that's god awful. Why did it? Oh my, turn it off. Tu-
Oh,
Turn it off because you had the George Floyd, you had the Charlie Kirk,
yes.
you had the Cheryl Underwood husband joke,
Yes.
and you had the Kevin Hart of his mom and dad joke. No one said anything about that. That they talked about the death of his parents, and you heard that
Yeah.
joke. They're not talking about the Charlie Kirk. They're not talking about the Cheryl Underwood. They're talking about the Floyd. And
Ooh.
the thing is, all of it, yes, all of it's offensive, and all of it may not be your taste either.
Yeah.
And so, uh, if I say, yeah, definitely is a tasteless joke.
Yes.
Bottom line. But however, if you're going to flame Kevin Hart, he didn't say none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to flame each person that made those comments about those individuals. You can't do one and not the other.
Okay. Okay.
That's the way I see it. And like I said, yeah, when I listened to it, I was like, oh man, ouch. But but they also said Homeboy also said, Kevin Hart is so short he should be hanging from a bonsai tree.
Uh-oh.
That's a that's offensive.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
slave ship in a bottle, that's offensive.
Ooh.
But how are we going to? How come we're only picking one
One
thing
thing.
and blowing that up?
Okay.
Okay, and like I
Absolutely.
said, it's a tasteless joke, absolutely. But you got to flame all of it.
But Ferg, you
Yeah,
just mentioned that those people that are in the mainstream like that. How much pressure does come from the powers that be? I mean, how much are they controlled? How much can they say, cannot say, or push to say? What is it
it's
like from your point of view as you get around those big names of pressure?
I, I think it's a lot of pressure because there's a lot of money involved and there's a
Yeah.
lifestyle that you're living. And now you said certain things along the way. Now you got to keep doing those things. Uh, I think the ultimate thing is you have to stand on the principle and continue to stand on that principle. Just like David Chappelle, he's going to say things that may hurt certain groups of people, but he stands on it 100%. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he's not worried about the big machine. Cat Williams, a lot of people. I mean, he has a huge following, and one of the things he's not worried about, and Dave Chappelle not worried about, they not worried about the money for real, for real.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
Cat Williams said it himself. He puts on his own tours,
yes.
so he gets to say what he wants to, and you can can't try to cancel me. You want to? I don't care. I'm
Yes.
gonna keep doing my thing. So I think in general, regardless of big machine talk and stuff like that, uh, we've come into a society where it's a PC culture, and just think about the greats. George Carlin would have not survived right now.
Wow.
Red Fox would have not
Why do you
survived
say
right now.
that? Why do you say that?
Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, because the things that they said in their sets were highly offensive,
Okay.
hilarious, and we all laugh. We
Yes.
all laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But now it's like, what
Politically
can,
correct.
yeah, what
Uh,
can I say so I won't offend nobody? You get what I'm saying?
yes.
Listen to old Richard Pryor. It's like, oh my God, you were like, oh
Yes.
shoot,
He can say anything.
yeah. So now we're in a world of I gotta watch what I say so I could get this money. And
Yes.
once you start doing that, and they start putting that money in your pocket, you got to keep that up.
But you know what? I noticed something now that you say it, and looking back at the Eddie Murphys and different ones, Steve Harvey, when they first started out, they would bust your gut open. You would be in the floor.
Correct.
Eventually, with maturity, I'm sure that plays a part. They began to be a little more seasoned, more political, just more stories that would make you just sit and maybe not laugh.
Hmm.
They have changed somewhat. Is that a part of comedy as far as delivery now? It's like just like Dave Chappelle, they sit back and it's like a nice conversation. What is that all about?
I, I
Why aren't we falling in the floor with some of them?
I
Man,
I I think it's a maturity thing and it's a different approach to their comedy. One of my other favorite comedians, Ali Sadiq, he's hilarious, and he sits there, he sits in a chair, he lays back, and he talks in the beginning, and he gets in mood, and he may sit down. That's all a part of that performance piece. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's just like when you get to the point when you say an evening with Ferg.
Uh-huh.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm sitting down telling these stories, and then I get up and I start talking. It's just all a performance piece. And
Yes.
yeah, it's a different angle. I know a comedian said several years ago, Christopher Titus. He said at one of his workshops that I attended, he said when he does his comedy, if stands in certain spots on the stage, and
Uh-huh.
so say like if he's like stage right, to the right of the stage, and he's telling the joke, and it doesn't go well, he literally moves to a different part of the stage,
Ooh.
and he goes over here and goes to the next scenario, I mean the next bit or whatever.
Yes.
Uh, and that's for him. That's his mechanics because he feels that is a visual thing. That, I mean, when I was standing here, that joke bombed or it didn't do well or whatever. But now I'm over here and everybody's laughing.
Uh,
So everybody had their method. You know what I mean? So
yeah. How do you prepare for your set? And do you go and do research of where you're going and who's been there and what kind of type of audience to expect? How
oh
what
yeah.
goes into that?
Uh because whenever you get booked, they tell you what the environment is like.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And if they don't, you just kind of look. Really, sometimes you can actually look at the flyer. You can just look at the flyer, and if you look at the flyer, and it's like 9 brothers up there, now you already know it's not. You already know what kind of show it's. You got 9 comedians on the show. No, no. But
Oh, wow.
most cases you'll know. Because like the booker that I was working with for a while, she a lot of her clubs and stuff was like West Virginia,
Mhm.
Ohio, Pennsylvania, those areas. And those areas aren't highly populated by us brown babies. Some of those audiences only consist of a dot, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I actually, this is funny because I did a show up in Ohio, and it was a I can't remember the name of the city, small town, factory town, uh, majority white folks, and one brother. It was one guy, and I was, and I was making a joke, and I was like, man, hey, listen, we got to stick together. You know what I mean? We got to stick together. And after the show, we was talking, and this dude literally said, he was like, "And you know what? They're good to me here."
Oh no, he did.
I was like, one of my best friends. He was like, man, he was crying out for help, bro. they they good to me around here.
That is terrible.
I said, what? What do you mean? What we doing here? But and actually, when you get in those environments, so like when you preparing for a show, just like you was asking, you preparing for a show, you
Yes.
putting their material together, and you get to those environments, and you're just like, oh man, okay, now I can't do this in the front, I gotta do this, and then I gotta do this,
Mhm.
because I do have some Trump, material, but
Wow.
it's not degrading him.
Yes.
It's a comparison thing,
Okay.
so I would still do it in those audiences
Yes.
because it's not like I'm like, who you picked is a bad choice, you know. But I compare him to being black.
Oh.
And so when I do that comparison and they just started laughing, you
Oh
know.
wow.
Then I get a lot of those cats like, man, hey, this stuff need to be said. Yeah, it need
Yeah.
to be said. Yeah, so
So
um
that's the thing, the response of the people. Once you finish your set, the show is over. People will come out, they want to greet you. What things do you hear? What things do they tell you? What things do they ask?
the number one thing every comedian probably have experienced this. The experience of I got a joke for you. Let me tell you, I got one. You you got I
Oh
got one
man.
for you. You got listen, my wife. You want a
Oh
drink? You want a drink?
Lord.
I'm gonna buy you a drink. So my wife, I'm gonna give you permission to do this joke. Like what? Oh, and you just laugh and enjoy it. Like okay.
Look, Ferg, speaking of family, how many times have your wife or your children said, don't talk about me? Do you get that?
Uh, my youngest, she'll say it. Don't say nothing. And then when she hear I said something, then she be like, Dad, I saw that TikTok video. you know, but like the stuff that I talk about, it's nothing that's bashing anybody.
Okay. Uh-huh.
You know, I talk about marriage, I talk about family, you know. Um, like I said, I'm more as an observational thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been married. I always tell people like, if you're married a certain amount of years,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know exactly how long you've been married. Just for instance, say like somebody say, "How long you been married?" And and that person tell you, 7 years. Oh, that's good. I'm at the point where I can say 20 something. How long you been married? 20 something. Don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about it. Don't ask about the specifics. It's 20 something. And
What is
every year, yeah, every year we renew the contract. Now leave me alone.
Please say, leave me alone. That's enough. I got enough years
we,
put in. What
we
about
see.
church, Berg? What about church folk? Do they have a great sense of humor, or do they? I mean, they don't get it, or do they get it when it comes to comedy?
Honestly, I think most church people uh, get it. They
Mm,
understand it. I think most of most of the church events that I've done, and I
mhm,
don't do only church events, and there's nothing wrong with that.
mhm,
But the most of the church events, I have people laughing, and I had one pastor because I had this joke about short people
mhm.
and being politically correct and not calling the M word. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
that's right.
And they want to be known as little people and stuff like that.
That's
And
right.
there's a thing there. There's some things that I talk about, and I had the pastor laughing. And so once I was done, and he get up to do his sermon or close out the thing, he said, "You know what? You had me back there laughing about stuff that I shouldn't be laughing at." And that was to me. That was like, "Oh, thank you." You know,
Wow.
you know that's our goal. Like we are the once another Jerry Seinfeld thing. He said we are the commentators for the public.
Wow.
We
Yes.
are the commentators for the public because
Yes.
there are things that people are afraid that people to say. People think there are things that people want to say.
Absolutely.
You know, but you know, and there are jokes that I write that I don't even know. I give them to other people. I'm like, look, I wrote the
Mhm.
joke. That's not in my brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that on stage. You know, it may be funny, but I was like, yo,
But
you
it's
can,
not for okay. It's not for
yeah.
you.
And you got to know that as a comedian too. Quincy Carr,
Yeah.
he told me that early on. Big up, shout out to him. He's always giving me tidbits. David Logan, always. Tim Louise. These are some of the guys. Dave Allison, Dan
Yeah.
Allison. These are some of the guys that came up with Biddy Barnes. They all gave me different tidbits. And well, Quincy Carr said you have to match your brand when you up there on stage.
Mm.
Meaning, I don't look like I smoke weed. I don't look like I do drugs. I don't look like an alcoholic. But why would I be up there talking about weed jokes?
Yeah. Ah.
You get what I'm saying? Man,
Yes.
the other day I was smoking some weed. What?
He
That's
said
not
that
even
don't
you.
work.
That's not even you, bro. You
Wow.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you gotta dress the part. I can't go up on stage with big, baggy pants, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
That's not
That's
your brand.
that's not me, and that's not. I didn't sit down and say how this how I'm going to dress. This how I'm going to do this. Like, but once you start doing your material, and you can see it's a more clean and relaxing personality. So that's
Yeah.
not what. Even if I want to dress like that off, but that's off,
Yes.
off stage. But or if I got up there talking about F this and F that,
Mm.
that don't fit you. It's a
That's
lane for it. And I think in my opinion on society and the PC culture, they don't understand that it's a lane for it all. And if it's an offensive comedian that's doing some offensive jokes,
wow.
that's not your lane. So
Stay,
uh
stay off that lane. It's not
yeah, yeah,
you. And
yeah,
people will read that. I'm sure people will read that like, what? Hey, really?
yeah, right. And I think to me, the hardest forms of comedy is storytelling and being edgy.
Wow.
And the reason why I say those two, because storytelling, you telling a story for about maybe a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, or a minute and a half. And if it doesn't have a payoff,
Yes. Oh,
people lose. Oh man, this girl, this lady whack, or this dude whack. But if you tell short form stories,
yes.
that's about 30 seconds. You have the opportunity to redeem yourself. And they, oh man, that's whack. Or oh, that wasn't funny. Or oh, that was hilarious. You have a chance to redeem yourself, and that's my setup.
Wow.
Uh, Being an edgy comedian is very difficult
Hmm.
because you're going to be saying some uncomfortable things,
Yes, that's right.
and like I said, remember we talked about you're gonna get practice. Your only
Yeah.
practice is on stage, so you're gonna be saying some really difficult things that I mean things that's hard to hear.
Yes.
People gotta get used to you, and
Ooh.
then once they get used to you, oh man, because there was a guy that I came into the comedy world with, Sean Mallett, rest in peace. Uh, he was a white comedian. He had just Andrew Dice Clay look, slide, smirk,
Hmm.
former military tattoos. He just had this, you know, look, and he was able to say anything,
Wow.
anything, and you wouldn't say, "Oh, he got to be canceled," because he looked the part. Now, if he came up there suit and tie and he's saying these offensive jokes, at that moment he don't look the part. But if he continues that path as this suit and tie, um, I can't think of the name. Steve Francis is a comedian overseas.
Hmm.
Uh, he does a lot of one-liners, but he's dressed up,
Okay.
But he does a lot of offensive stuff. But it took him a while to get there. You get what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So you gotta far like I said, look the part, and like I said, far as offensive comedy, comedy, it's very difficult. And in my hats off to those people that have the guts to, because each time you go on stage, you don't want to bomb,
Right.
but you have to try your joke out.
Okay.
So if I get up there and try a joke out and it don't work and it's so bad, people leaving, you
Oh.
walk in a room that whoever booked you not gonna book you anymore.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, you know what I'm saying. So, like for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. You
Hmm.
hire me,
Hmm.
and you got 30 people in the room, and I'm up there telling these horrible jokes. Now you got people leaving. It
Gee.
don't it don't look good. And I've
That's
seen
right.
people do it. I've seen it, and I'm on the show, and I'm like, all right, it's 20 people here. Oh shoot, 5 people just left. I wanted them to hear my joke.
Oh my God.
There's another person. You got people that will walk a room, and by the time you get up, it's like 7 people in the audience.
But the music is like that too. When you go out and sing and you're on, in a lineup with others, if the first few are not giving it, people do leave. And if you're at the end of the program, you're going to be singing to a few or,
Right.
or very little. But
Hmm.
it's just amazing. Look, I want to ask you, how do comedians get along? And when I'm asking you this, Ferg, I'm thinking about Cat Williams and how he got himself in trouble talking about comedians, his fellow comedians on Shannon what is it, Shannon Sharp
Shannon
show.
Sharp.
How do comedians get along with one another?
Uh, some comedians just don't get along with them.
Woo!
You have some people that's bitter,
Whoa!
which is the problem because of technology. You got some older comedians that don't like the fact that some of the social media uh, influences are taking over the comedy stages,
Hmm.
comedy clubs. Because the thing is, comedy clubs are about business. At the end
Yes.
of the day, they run a business and then they have comedy. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So, an older comedian that may not have that much pull anymore, where you have that's not gonna fill the room, where you have an influencer that's going to fill a room because they on TikTok, they on Instagram, they on Facebook, whatever. Um, so that's one of the ongoing gripes.
Yes.
Uh, some comedians are just downright jealous. I just think that Cat Williams, um, he's in a spot like I said earlier where he sponsored himself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He don't talk about a bunch of sponsorship and stuff like that. So for him to tell his opinion, and to me, that was his opinion. It
Yes.
wasn't at the moment it didn't seem true, but after a while you started to say, "Oh shoot, said I didn't know.
He
I
said it
didn't
was
know you.
real. It was true.
I Yeah, I didn't know you was stealing jokes. Oh my god,
Oh,
you
wow.
you get what I'm saying? So it's like he just started calling people out.
He did.
Should should he have done that? I wouldn't do that. That's just me. But Cat Williams is his own monster.
People were entertained by it. They were
Yeah,
somewhat
oh yeah,
offended.
cause I know I watched it. That's the only one I watched for 3 hours. I was just like, and there's been some good ones. He had some good ones
Absolutely.
up there, but that one it was like wow. The interesting thing about that is while he was saying it, we always like, man, why can't hating like that? And then you start seeing it unfold. You're like, wait a minute.
It's real.
I told you that Steve Harvey was selling jokes.
It's crazy. Well, look, Berg, how
But
has social media helped you? When I see you, it's a to me a bright light. It really, I like when I see you on social media. How has it helped you? You know, kind of like build your brand.
it's a huge help because number one, you don't see a lot of negativity on my page.
That's right.
So I always encourage up and coming artists um to clean your page. Like bottom
Mhm.
line, if you want to do all that crazy stuff, create a separate page.
Okay.
Because if you're going to be creating content that you want people to, it depends on what you want. If you want ratchet, that's it's a lane for it all. If
Yes.
that's you, hey man, I'm at Food Line. Look at the fight. Aha, you know. But if your
Yeah.
content is like, hey man, I'm at Food Line and they got grapes, and let's see how the grapes. That's what your timeline should be. It should be
Absolutely.
all the food critics. Like if you go to food critics, all the young what's it Yucko Bucko, all you
Mhm.
see 'em. You see the different variety of stores, restaurants that he's at eating at.
Yes.
That's what it should be, and how it helps because people get to scroll to see what you're doing, and that you got word of mouth, but social media is in everybody's pocket.
Absolutely.
So whatever you're doing, it should be consistent with what you're becoming and about your brand.
Yeah.
So on my page, you're gonna see me doing plays, directing plays. You're gonna see me doing film, acting in film, directing films. You're gonna see the content. Unstable saints. You're gonna see Fergisms. You're gonna see family.
Yes.
And I did create a separate page, but I kept that
Yes.
specific because when they see family and the fun things that I'm doing,
Yes.
that lines me with getting booked to do doing certain things.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So they're gonna
Absolutely.
say, okay, he's a family guy, he's an entertainer, and he's a family guy. That's the
Yes.
reason why I kept it like that.
Yes.
Um, do I look at some of the ratchet videos? Absolutely.
Don't we all?
Absolutely. I'm like, why is your hair like that? You know what I mean? But, however, am I sharing that? I'm not sharing that. What I
Yes.
will share, if you see a young king or a young queen doing something positive, I'll share that. Bam.
Mm.
There's a video that actually I did a react. It was a a soldier and another dude. They was about to fight. But
Mhm.
guess what? I stopped it before the fight and I talked about
Wow.
the video.
Yes.
And I said, hey, if you want to see that fight, hey, go look it up
You
yourself.
go see it. Yes, right.
But
Yes.
my reaction is because the soldier, the guy, it's you can look it up. It's the guy was cussing the guy out, but I cut those parts out.
Hmm.
And he was arguing with a soldier. He full fatigue, standing straight up and down, posture not moving. And the guy like, what you gonna do?
Oh,
And then he took a swing at him, and then the guy moved, and then that's why I paused it. And my whole reaction was, what do you think happened? Why
wow.
is this
That's
is not
good.
this guy
Wow.
is not dressed in the army full fatigue on Halloween. This
Yeah.
is who he is. He is a soldier. He's not just a soldier of Christ. He is a soldier. He is in the army and he is prepared to fight. So you know what I mean?
That is so
But
cool. Yes.
but you have to set yourself up like that. And social media is worldwide.
Yes.
So whatever I put, sometimes actually I had somebody. I used to work at the school, River Mont. Big up to my River Mont folks. And I had a teacher come up to me because like one day I didn't post anything. Actually, it was like a couple of days, and she was like, hey, Ferg, you ain't posting that." And I always look at that in the mornings, or I always look at. I can't remember if it
Yeah.
was in the mornings. And however, she said she always look at my videos. And that's where I realized it's super, super important to post something. If it's not a video, it's a Fergism.
Mhm.
Something you gotta. I have to put something up there. And sometimes, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I go a couple of days still without,
Yeah.
but I have to consciously just put
Yeah.
something up there.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
want to know what's coming up. What you doing? Again, I was in the audience. I had um, our friend on the book cover up the
Cover up the guideline.
night on. He was
Mhm.
on, and what I thought you were definitely funny with the
Thank you.
accent and everything. Tell us what's going on. Any more plays? Anything here that you're doing? Let our audience know.
Okay, so I'm working on a couple of short films. That'll be we're in production right now. That's with Kay Purnell. She's a phenomenal director. Working on that. I'm working with Ernest Smith. He is Kush. He's working on that. I play a soldier in that,
Mhm.
and part of Filmmakers of Virginia, which is FOBA. I'm on the board for that.
Wow.
We have those things going on Tuesdays, and that's where all creators meet under one roof, and that is the brainchild of Esau Bolden and the board members. There's Esau, there's Paula, there's Simone, there's Ernest, and there's Mark, and that's myself. And we came together, and actually it was Esau's idea to kind of form together like Voltron and Wu Tang,
Yeah.
and so the whole goal of FOVA is to remove all the gatekeepers and provide information and create and be one.
All
What's the
right.
song? You know the song "We Are One." You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm working with Tanya Shadley, TRS Productions,
Yeah.
JFX. So we got some things going on for Juneteenth. So stay tuned for that because there's a bunch of stuff going on for Juneteenth. And TRS Productions. And so we
Yes.
actually gonna be meeting today, shooting some clips, some reels to promote that. And she called me. That's my sister. So she called me
Yeah,
up and said, "Hey,
Tanya.
Ferg, I know you got a lot going on. Can you help me with this? You know how Tanya is."
I know. Yes.
Awesome person. So look out for JFX events. So we're gonna start rolling that out. Couples conversations with TRS Productions, and
Wow.
that's gonna be the married couples. We're gonna be talking to married couples, and they gonna show how they get along and what works and what don't work and all that other stuff. Um,
Absolutely. Oh, wow. That
so
sounds
yeah, and
fun.
then actually one more show. I'm working on is the Mountaintop,
Uh-huh.
and that's a show that's one of my favorites. And Sam Jackson and Angela Bassett did that on Broadway.
Yes.
So I wanted to do that. So that's gonna be a powerful show. I'm looking to do that in November.
How can people reach you? Tell them social media information or website.
Okay. Absolutely. You can follow me anywhere on social media, but don't follow me to 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? Stop trying to follow me. Stop trying
no,
to.
no
No,
stalking.
no stalking. But no, I'm on Instagram as I comedy by Ferg. You can see me on Facebook. You can look my name up, Lamont Ferguson. I'm on TikTok as well. So yeah, all
Yeah.
platforms. I try to keep up with the X platform. I can't. It's not fun.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for being on. Ferg, I remember when you were first on FYI. I think you were starting then. That was
Hmm.
the beginning. And I've been following you since then. And I just want to say congratulations to
Thank you.
you keeping up the good work and just having that aura of happiness on you. It's actually
Thank.
on you. We can see it. And thank you for making us feel better because again, laughter is good for the soul, and it's like medicine, and you bring that medicine for us. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you for having
here.
me. Thank
You
you.
got to
Thank you.
come back now. Let me know what's going on. If you need us over here on this platform to announce anything, let me know, and you can come and be with us again. I want to say thank
Absolutely.
you and have a beautiful, beautiful day. You got folks shouting you out. Got so many folk over here for on
Thank you.
uh, TikTok, Facebook, all of these folk. Well, wishes to you. And
Thank you. Thank you.
again, thank you again for.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate you.
So yeah, we are excited about what Ferg is doing. I see him all the time on social media platform. I just saw him in a play just recently, and I've been keeping up with him because again, I remember his beginnings, and he is continuing to stay consistent and give us what we need in order to make us feel better in this life. You know, we got so many challenges, go through so many things, and I tell you what, having a good laugh and being able to smile and somebody that's intentionally making you happy is a good, good thing. So we want to continue to support him. You all make sure you go to his pages. You can go to Ferg, Ferg, or you can go to Lamont Ferguson on social media as well. I believe he has a fan page. And make sure you go ahead and follow and like and keep up with what he's doing and support those that are in this particular career and ministry. I say ministry, like I said, the Bible says it's like medicine. And so it is not only his job, but it's also a ministry as well. I want to say good morning to at Naturally Christy Marie. How you doing, beautiful? Glad to see you on. We got so many folk over here on here on TikTok. Oh my goodness. Let me at least go through some of them. Portia Williams, good morning. How are you? Tammy Durham, hi. Let's see who else. Christopher, what's up? Blue, good, great to see you. LARS. Fargo, Gina Beloved is here. Let's see. Ooh, so many folk. Brown skin, 5'5". Tamara, what's going on? $25 max. How are you? Let's see. Mayon, I think that's how you pronounce it. TAWA, good morning. Jay, how are you? Queen, good morning. Oh, so many. J. Rob, yeah. It goes on and on. Kimmy, what's going on? Um, oh, wow. Bradley, I think that's how you pronounce it. Shay, what's up? Sam, Swagger, King, Scott, you all are just popping up here. Joe V, what's up? Anita Blow, hey, young lady, how are you? Whoo, and Facebook Live, what's going on over here on Facebook? Let me see if I can find my folk over here, Sheila Robbins and different ones. Sometimes I miss you all on these platforms. They go by so fast. But good morning to all of you guys. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. Let me give you some upcoming shows real quick. Let you know who's coming on. We have a young lady that will be on. Let me try to get all my information here. Mika, make sure you tune in for Mika on Friday, our women's segment. And you're going to definitely be blessed. She's going to come with a lot of different information. And she's going to, bless our ladies. Guys, you can still, of course, on that segment, be with us as well. But we are definitely looking forward to her coming on this Friday. Don't forget to join us for FYI Morning Show live, our segment. Uh, you know, Nika Turner is going to be our very special guest. And I'll tell you all more about her on that segment on Friday. Also, look, cryptocurrency, we have Jason Baker who's going to be bringing us some update information on cryptocurrency. Also, our Money and More segment, we are still putting together that segment. We'll give you the date for that. Real Estate 2026 with Chris Hinton. We're scheduling him to come to talk with you about buying, selling, renting new homes, and being a landlord or investment property or land. We will have that information for you as well. It's a lot of folk coming up. I will give you all those dates as we get closer and closer to that time. Let's see, anything else that I want to mention? Make sure you follow. Don't forget to follow me on social media. If you haven't come over here on TikTok, make sure you come to TikTok at Hinton, YHINTON, and follow me. I will follow you back. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook Live, Twitter at Hinton, or you can pull up FYI Radio Show and you can get me there as well. If you have any suggestions about the show, anything you want to see here that we have not covered, please make sure you inbox me, or you can email FYIRadioshow@gmail.com. And especially if you want to be a special guest, you got something for the community, you got great information that we need to know, something that you're doing that's special, you can actually email me at FYIRadioshow or inbox where you are right there. And let me know that you're interested in the show. So look, it's a beautiful day here in Hampton Roads. We can expect the weather to be in the upper 70s and the 80s. The sun is popping, and we're just so glad to see great spring weather. I hope you're doing good where you are. I hope you all are enjoying life and living the best of it, and casting all your cares on God in prayer, because He cares for you. Plus, that's where it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be around here with a whole bunch of stuff on your head. You're supposed to be light. You're supposed to be light, and hopefully that you all are, going to sources and support systems that will help you carry load to help you to get through the day, so you can smile and be happy and do what you need to do. So look, we're going to see you on Friday. Get back with me, 9:30 a.m. Mika Turner, she's going to be our special guest. And I look forward to seeing you all. I thank you so much for joining me, taking your precious time, and coming on and sharing your life with me. So, in the meantime, do what you do it well, and we'll see you back here on Friday. We're going to say goodbye to our friends over here on TikTok. First of all, okay, we're going to say goodbye to y'all. And we're going to then say goodbye to our friends. All right, TikTok. See you on Friday.